Hello fish tankers, I'm here close to the airport and I'm at Petmasters. Let's go and see what they've got, a big pet superstore. But I see there's quite a lot of very interesting aquatic critters in here. And if you're a Tanganyikan cichlid guy, there's something that I haven't seen before. Let's go take a look. Well, here we are in the dry goods section. It's a massive pet hyperstore. It's easier to say what there is than what there isn't than what there is. And there they've got these little nano aquascapes that you see in front of you here. So you can get these aquariums just like they are right here and take them home. Obviously you have to drain the water and have to cash out the fish and shrimp, but you can have it there, a little box of water with life in it right on your desk or in your store or at work, wherever you want it. All set up. You can just ask the staff for assistance if you're not that much of a hobbyist and you don't want to run it in, so to speak, and just have a finished product. There's a tiny little nano tank suitable for shrimp. And then you walk past all the dry goods. We'll get back to that in the end of the video. In front of a fish room on either side, there are these 4 huge display tanks. Those are about over 2 meters each. So we'll get back to those at the end of the video. Some nice hardscape as well. Those display tanks are quite nice. Some really nice fish in there, so we'll leave that for the end. And inside here you can see it's centrally heated. There's the aircon on the wall. And plenty of fish here to check out. Here we've got some rainbow shiners. We don't often see them here in South Africa, but I've seen some in the Western Cape, and here I see some again. And some, those are danios, of course, some pearl danios. And of course here we've got the ember tetras. And you guys told me you want to hear the background sounds of a shop, and they're going to use the wet dry vac now. There it goes. And that's a maintenance here, and a tank overflow. The wet dry vac is a nice thing to have, especially if you have waterproof floors in the fish room. Some Chinese algae eaters, very nice fish for eating hair algae. And here we see some really big corridoras. Now you see the normal bronze corridoras, but in between them you see those sort of odd shape and that shiny sort of grey emerald colour. Those are emerald corridoras and giant blockers. I think it's the same species. They grow quite a lot bigger than the normal cory, but still a manageable size. You know, but they are big chunky fish, not cichlid size, but let's say around about 8 centimeters or so. And you can get them for $165, the same price as your big bronze cories. That's a good deal to me. If I had more tank space, then I would definitely get some of those. Some rainbow fish, some Busmani rainbows. It's another fish that's nice for your bigger planted aquariums. And here we have some lemon tetras and some rosy tetras. And these rainbows are Minonatania, I think Australis, and Minonatania something or other. I've had them years ago. They did very well for me, but they don't seem to have a common name, these. But they do become nice fish if you let them grow out of it. You have a 4-foot tank or so. You want to have a planted aquarium a bit something larger for why that can school, then those are good. Some more Usmani with some like Kutubu rainbow fish, as we call them, or sometimes called a blue rainbow or indigo rainbow. Then with the Busmanis, the those Bananatania, Australis, and the red rainbows in a big tank. Now let's say you have a 5-foot tank or a red rainbows that can do really well. These are free spot gouramis or blue gouramis, called free spots because of the 2 black spots on the body and the third spot being the pupil of the eye. A bigger gourami, a little bit more on the aggressive side, but they can hold their own in a tank with other fish that are a little bit bulgy. Here we've got a cobalt blue dwarf gourami, and then those are of course the same species as the free spot gourami, but this is the gold color form. And here we've got some very good looking, very big swordtails. Nice color on them, and these you want to keep a lid on the tank. They can be jumpers. I had one as a kid and I came back from school to find it in a crisp on the floor. Wasn't a happy camper. So with these I'll definitely put a lid on. And moonlight gouramis. I've talked about bigger gouramis that are not too aggressive or whatever, that's more placid, and then I have a pearl gourami that's very nice, but these, the moonlight gouramis, are as nice as a pearl gourami. They're also a bit more docile, and they can be a nice centerpiece fish in a bigger tank. They look like nothing of a grey here, but when they're bigger, they have these shiny bodies. It's really quite something, and lots of golden Chinese algae eaters. I've said it many times, they're not for your average community tank with your guppies and tetras and become aggressive. It's something that you can put into an African cichlid tank. It'll work there. Because hopefully most fish won't let it suck onto them. But not with these type of flatties that you see here. The Chinese algae eaters will end up harassing them and even rob slime of their bodies. Some mollies. Here you see the normal sort of body shape of the mollies. I kind of like the black molly that you see there. Now you also get them in a balloon shape, you know, they bred with that short stocky bodies. These are balloon mollies. Same thing as with fancy goldfish. Now you've got to remember they've been inbred to get like that, so they're not going to live as long as your more normal shaped molly. These are zebra danias. That's what they look like if you don't glowfish them. I think much better. Very hardy little fish, active fish, nice diver fish. And these are rosy barbs, quite overlooked and forgotten in the hobby. But the males especially get a very nice deep, well, rosy color. And what people forget is they're also algae eaters. They'll eat your hair algae. They'll even eat your blackbeard algae. So you can get an algae eater that's sort of a mid-water swimming fish. It's not a bottom dweller. And they're not as nippy as tiger barbs. Still won't put them with angels though. Or with guppies. Not going to dwell long with the guppies. And here we have some pencil fish, a nice alternative for tetra. These are bigger pencil fish, 3-line pencil fish if I'm correct, but remember even they have tiny little mouths, so you've got to crush up your granule, your flakes to nano size and use dry food. Be careful that the food is not too big for them to eat. And here some glowfish. At least they're not fish injected with dye, so it isn't that cruelty factor. Genetic manipulation. Here's a red belly tetra. Don't see them that often, and in a shoulder and integrate in a planted tank. Something a little bit different as a tetra. And there's some green cubotyras, bolas as well, popular for those nanoscapes. And some serpate tetras. Can be fin nippy. I wouldn't put them with angels. Sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't. But I like to not bargain on exceptions to the rule. And here we've got some Pristella tetras, and in among them those bright yellow fish are also Pristella tetras that's been glowfished. And here we have glow light tetras. They're not glowfished. They are like that naturally in some black phantom tetras. The white cloud mountain minnow, my perfect beginner's fish. And then there's a little albino pleco hiding away. And some rummy noses. Great shoaling fish. And these are black skirt tetras or black widows like we call them in South Africa. And this is a natural form that hasn't been glowfished. I much prefer this, it's much nicer to me. I like the shape that they have, and they're quite long-lived fish. I had one with me for, oh, how long did that fish go for? I think it was pushing 10 years at the end. Some bleeding heart tetras. And here we've got some Bonria albinus iris tetras, and in among them there is a, there it goes, trying to follow it with a camera. There's a checkered bob. That's a female, but the males get a very nice deep red across, or from nose to tail around the center part of the body. Some penguin tetras, very nice top shoaling fish, very striking in the shoal, can be jumpers, so watch with that lid. And some red-eyed tetras, and among them some long-finned rosy bobs as well. Those are the females, or it could be juvenile males that haven't coloured up yet. And here we've got some scissor-tail rasbouras, a bigger rasboura, and those tails open and close like that, hence the name scissor-tails. Now here's something that I like, it's a mascara bob. Now stick around to the end of the video when we're going to look at those display tanks, because there you'll see what they become. The markings are very interesting. They get a little bit of splotches of colour, and those fins grow out these long filaments that become a really nice bob, and they're not as nippy as these tiger bobs. Tiger bobs can go with other bobs, you know, fish that haven't got long fins that they can nip. There's an albino tiger bob, but it's obviously not a true albino because the pupil was black. What I would do is I put a big shoal of normal coloured stripy tiger bobs, and then you have maybe 2 or 3 albinos and maybe 2 or 3 of a green tiger bob. These are green tiger bobs. Trick I learned from McCoy people, have a majority of them the normal colour, and then the more odd colours you put there in the minority. So you have like 10 normal tiger bobs and then 2 of golden or albino ones, even though it's not an albino, and 2 or 3 green ones. Here are the checkered bobs as well. Very nice underrated bob. Not aggressive. These are in the same tank with cardinal tetras, not bothering them. Can actually be lovely fish. And these are the cardinal tetras. And the camera will just focus, black neons. We're going through all the staple things in the hobby with some odd ones out, like the mascara bobs and the checker bobs. But hang on, as we go on, here's some neon dwarf rainbows. Very nicer rainbows if you don't have a big tank. You need, I think, more than a nano tank, let's say 30 gallons or so. You don't need a huge tank for them. And some clown loaches. This is how you see them in the shops when they're still small, but remember they grow very slowly, but they do grow, so you're going to need a bigger tank for these eventually. And here we have some silver dollars, great diver fish for bigger tanks with the bigger cichlids and so on. There you see them. Guys, please smash that like button, I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps tell YouTube there's something going on here. And there underneath the PVC pipes you see a stripy catfish, a striped Raphael catfish, or we used to call them striped talking catfish, because you take them out of the water and they make a sort of a growling sound. Couldn't get a decent shot of those, but here's some rams as a consolation prize. And here we've got some baby cichlids. I think these are Texas cichlids. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And next to them are some rainbow cichlids. I believe them are your South American, not South American, Central American cichlids. Big tanks for these guys, that's the key. because they need their space when they can get aggressive. And some Oscars, one of my favorites. And here we have, all the same size, so I'm thinking it might be a local breeder, which is always good. Some blue Acaras, yeah, it can be in a medium-sized tank. You don't need massive tanks, 40 gallons or so will be alright. And here we have some more cichlids. I think, I can't read that label. And here we've got some golden severums or golden deacons, like we call them here. Also very nice fish when they grow out, but remember, like we say, silver dollars, not for a planted aquarium. They'll get rid of your plants in no time. Here we have red parrots, which is of course a hybrid fish. Tell me in the comment section, are you a fan of hybrid fish? Do you like the red parrots or don't you? Is it a yay or nay? Lots of fish here. Here we have some more parrots. Not quite as red. And there we have a black angel. And some more angels. I do like the dark blue backgrounds in the shop. You guys know that I like black backgrounds, but these black angels, oh, these are some baby jaguars. But these black angels can sometimes get lost in the black background. The only thing about the blue background is you've got to clean the algae off it, otherwise it doesn't look good. And some Jack Dempseys. And next to them we have an electric blue Jack Dempsey, named after the heavyweight boxing champ of the 1940s, 1920s, Jack Dempsey. I'm a big fight fan. I write for the Ring magazine. I have a YouTube channel on boxing breakdowns as well, Druk's Unboxing, if you want to look at something completely different than fish keeping. Here we have got some keeping with a fight theme. We've got some green terrors or golden psalms. Another nice cichlid. And now we're on to Gauteng's national fish, the African cichlids from Mbuna. Very popular here, also always lots of them, not so much in the Western Cape. But I think they're easier to keep here. The water coming out of your taps are mostly hard. And here we've got some shovel-nosed catfish. Now beware, these are big fish, they grow into monster fish. This is what you keep when you have a tropical pool with a glass front. You've got a red-tailed cat in there, and a giant gourami, and nothing smaller than an Oscar. Oscar is more like a neon tetra on that tank. And this is the kind of fish that you keep. It's not for your average aquarist. Plenty of Mbuna rock dwellers over here. Some good colors. Really good colors. They're juveniles, but they're not tiny, so they're properly colored up. And here we've got some Demasoni or Demasoni, however you pronounce it. I remember them well. They're growing to beautiful little fish, but boy, are they aggressive. They're not very big. I had one in my shop days that cornered off a whole half of a tank and beat things 5 times its size to the other side of a tank. These are Melanochromis auratus, also quite an aggressive one, and some Malawi eye biters or compressiceps. This is for your peacock tanks where you have more mid-water dwellers. Here we go into the peacocks now. They're not rock dwellers. And if you can match them well, and if you have only males and grow them out, some beautiful, I believe, strawberry peacocks over here. If you can match the colors well, have only males and sort of have a big tank with big filtration and manage the aggression, they can rival or get close to marine fish or saltwater fish in terms of color. lots and lots of malawi's. We're gonna get around. Tell me in the comment section, what are these? I'm not able to ID them. There's some juvenile form of peacock. Tell me in the comment section. These are great. These aren't yellow labs. There's something else. Some form of mbuna. It seems that they don't look like yellow labs. They don't have that black on the dorsal fin. So you can tell me if you know what they are. But really striking yellow color. And here we have baby flower horns, $250 each. So they usually kept in single tanks, just by themselves, individual fish. So they can get very aggressive. This is kind of a very cheap way to get a flower horn. And then you'll see what it grows up to. I suppose you have to take pot luck because you don't know what the parents were like. Some more peacocks, and we're going to get some interesting Tanganyikans. So just hang on for them. We are getting there. Some interesting color morphs in the Tanganyikans while we go through the peacocks. And here we've got a West African cichlid, the jewel cichlid. Very striking fish, very colorful in breeding condition, but quite stroppy. There you see already. So you better just keep a breeding pair by themselves in a tank. Don't try a community tank. And think about where you're going to offset all the youngsters. There's a limited market for them. Some ice white mbuna. You can see these are albinos, red pupils. I like an occasional albino fish. I won't say I'm a big fan. Here we've got some, now we're into Tanganyikan, some Julidochromis. It's a whole group of them in this tank, but this one's posing for me because I'm going to stick with him. And they are a nice little fish in a Tanganyikan tank in the rock piles. Some albino rainbow sharks. Keep them as a single specimen because they're species specific in their aggression. They fight among each other. This I wanted to show you. This is a lelopai, which is of course a Tanganyikan, and usually they have this yellow color, but these are a sort of orangey color. I call them tangerine lelopais. I haven't seen this color. I've seen the lelopai, there's some of those ice whites again, but I've seen the lelopais before, but usually they have that yellow color. It's the first time I've seen them this orangey hue. And there is a baby big Tanganyikan cichlid. What do we call them? Frontosa. Two baby frontosas. Expensive fish. These fish are these huge tanks, slow growing fish. And those two aren't kissing, they jaw locking. Sort of mating behavior to test each other's strength. The golden severums, of course, those are blue botias or orange fin botias. They look the same as a clown nudge body-wise, but they have this blue color and they're a lot more aggressive than a clown nudge. So don't keep them in a community tank rather. Big aggressive tank. And these are some albino Bricardi Tanganyikan cichlid. I think I've seen the albino form once before, so it's also something you don't often see. Not sure if I prefer this or the more natural form. I tend to like the more natural form. But here we have them, albino Bricardi. So if you want something else in your Tanganyikan tank. And some tinfoil barbs, great diver fish, but big tank. Fast moving, big fish. Put them with your big cichlids in a 2-meter tank and you're golden. And here we have Pangasius cats or reticent sharks. I always sort of cringe when I see them in the shops because they so seldom get the treatment they deserve because they become huge. And on top of becoming huge, they're also very fast swimmers, so we need massive tanks. Zebra loaches, and in between the zebra loaches, or zebra loaches in between them, some rainbow sharks again. Please share the content, guys, it will help us get it out there. Big tanks here of nice filtration, which is good to see for the goldfish. Just sort of your run-of-the-mill fantails, your ranchos, black moors. Nothing too fancy. And you know, if you watch my channel, 80 liters for one goldfish and 40 liters for every one after that. So 4-foot tank for these. It's a very much abused fish in hobby. They don't belong in bowls. Now we're going to look at the big displays, and here we've got the African cichlids. And what's nice to see here, they've got some driftwood in among the rockery. You don't only have to use rocks of African cichlids, you can use driftwood as well. because here they have hard water coming out of a tap anyway, so I don't need to worry about the driftwood perhaps softening the water. You can offset it with your substrate anyway. There is the strawberry peacock hiding behind the driftwood. I like texture in your hardscape, and I like the textures here of the rocks with the wood. There he is. Maybe he'll give us a bit of a pose. Very nice looking fish, right? Beautiful. The color of Fanta. And here we've got a fish of your bigger, a tank of your bigger shoaling fish, big silver dollars here. It's hard to show you on camera, but they're the size of plates, dinner plates. They're really big silver dollars. There you see your common silver dollar. They like being in shoals. Don't try them with, there's a big severum and some tinfoil bobs as well. Don't attempt when we're in a planted tank, you're wasting your time, you're just going to feed them. But they like vegetable food, so chuck in some vegetable pellets that you'd feed to Malawi and Buna, some blanched veggies, things like that. And at the back there is an earth eater, there is a geophagus. It's quite a big one, but he doesn't want to show himself. Really nice big displays here. And over here, remember I told you about the mascara bobs. I wanted to show you what they look like when they growed out. They're nice in the bigger community, and look at those markings. There's a Siamese algae eater, by the way. It's the one that doesn't have a stripe. Been looking for those, but I never see them for sale. Only in the display tank somewhere. There's a Congo tetra. But that's what these mascara bobs can look like. I think it's a really, really nice fish. You see the filaments on the fins. Very striking markings. Quite a different sort of bob. Something about that black spot that just sort of draws your eye in. And here we've got the big boys. One of my favorites for Oscars. Here's a beautiful albino thread tiger Oscar, lemon Oscar, and a massive King Kong parrot. Your normal parrot is definitely not going to grow to this size. This thing is huge. I think it's got more Midas cichlid in it. But it's really a massive fish. Definitely not your ordinary red parrot. I've never seen them get to that size. And there's something nice, red-shouldered severum. You don't see these often, and that's why he probably ended up not for sale in the dealer's display tanks. Look at those Oscars. Nice to see them in a proper big tank, happy and going about their business. I know this fellow won't be in everybody's taste, but he is something to see. Well guys, we're going to take a quick squiz around the hardware, and that's it from me. Please remember to subscribe, and until I see you again, take good care of those domestic denizens of the deep.